Alright, so we're back and we have our broken looking theme here. What we need to do is fix it. And in this video, I'm going to try to get the menu, the marquee, the story, and maybe a logo up here or something, the footer copyright code, and the site width control in the admin panel. The first thing I guess we should do is fix the body here. We can do this several different ways. We need to open up our story home and our theme.php. Because we're using simple basic blocks for the or images for the story, we can use those same images for our center blocks and it'll be just fine. We could actually just use the HTML code if we wanted, or we can convert it to PHP if we want. If you want to just use the HTML, it's very basic and very simple to do. All you would do is copy this top section, because this is your top section and your left side. This is the body here, and this is your news article. We don't need that news article stuff, so all we need is this top section here. We'll just copy this and we'll paste it right here. Now, it's not going to look right because that's HTML inside of the PHP. We can convert that to PHP if you want to. The other thing you can do is, is you can just do this here, which will allow this to be as it is, as HTML. And then you have this bottom section code, which would be all of this down here, all the way up to the right side. And we'll just copy that, and we'll do the same thing here. We will close the PHP, paste the HTML, and then reopen the PHP. Now if you don't want to do it that way, like I said, you can convert it to PHP by just putting the echo statement in there, but this is just a little bit faster, and it works the same. Then you have your function theme header that we need to scroll to, and right here we're going to change the site, the left side background image. Since we're just using a spacer, we'll just change this width to 5 pixels, and then we're going to change the width again to 5 pixels. Then we need to go and set the right side of the theme, and we'll do the same thing in the function theme footer by setting it to also 5 pixels. Now if we save this and we refresh, we should be good. All of our information will be here and everything lines up. Now you notice this background here is a different color, so we need to set that. In our in our story, the background color is F6, 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 and so let's scroll up here and you'll see this here, which is the background color for the content area, and we'll just change it to F6. And we can refresh, and that is done. Now, that's an easy way to do it. For this type of theme, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing fancy in there, so we'll just leave it like it is. If you notice, we now have sides here on both sides, and it's all together. We do need to change the background color of the main theme, so we need to find out what that color is. Let me just open up Photoshop real quick and get our PSD here also. don't remember what that color was, but it's E5. Alright. We need to open our style sheet, and we need to find the body and the background color. And we'll just paste that in there and save it. And now our background color is right. So, now that that part is done, I guess we can go ahead and do the marquee real quick and get that out of the way. On this particular theme, we're going to use Jquery for the theme marquee. Guess we need the header.html, header.php. We need that opened, and we need to get into our resource folder. In our resource folder, we have let me get that back over here. We have a scripts folder, and it has the Jquery marquee, the Jquery code, and then the login script, and then the script.js. We need all of those, so we'll just go ahead and copy this folder, and we'll paste it into our theme here. Now we need to include these scripts, all of them, into the header.php file. So what we'll do is we'll go in here and we'll go right above this global here, and we're just going to write echo, and then the script is the source is just going to be scripts, and then it was Jquery dot marquee.js, and the type is text JavaScript, and then script. Now we can go ahead and just copy this a couple times here, because we need let's see, we had the Jquery -1.3.2, and we had the script.js. So we already have that there, so okay. And another thing we need to do is include the login, since it's in here and we will be using it. We're just going to include the login.php script. Inside this script, we actually have the code for the user login. So what we'll do is we'll just write include once, and we're going to include the themes, dfg blue, scripts, login.php, and that is done. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and add this the login, since we got that, and that's pretty quick. The login script goes on this bottom line here. So what we need to do is go down to our bottom table here, and on this background is where we're going to want to add that script. If you are using double quote coding, you would just add the user, and it would work just fine. If you're not, then all that's going to appear is the user. So to fix that, what we need to do is just add a quote and a period, and then a period and a quote. And we will also go ahead and just remove the image, and we will add a div. And now it should line up in the box here. Now we will have to style this a little bit because we have a welcome that's white. The rest of this we might want to change a little bit, but you know, for the most part it works, gives you your PMs and all that good stuff, and you could actually make it a little bit smaller so it's not so spread out. It's entirely up to you. Let me change this to my default theme though. Okay, so this is basically what it'll do. We need to change this color in here, but we could go ahead and click that, and then we could log in. And then it's if we could speed it up here a little bit, that'd be great. Sometimes I don't know what my local host is doing. It seems to like to take a long time to do stuff. Anyway, that's the admin and user login script. Quickly and easily implemented. Now let's finish up with the marquee here. The marquee, if you remember, goes on the second table, and it goes in this box here, which this was a background image. It's just a little repeating background. So what we're going to do is go into our second table, which is this one here, and we're going to go to the second image from the end, which is this one here, and we're just going to add in some marquee code. What we're going to do is we're going to go from the end of the background image source to the TD tag, and we will just remove that, and then in its place what we're going to do is we're going to add a div class, and that class is going to be marquee, and then we're going to add a style, and we're going to set a color for the text, which is just going to be white, and then we want to set a padding for it. We're going to do a padding bottom, and I'm going to start with say 4 pixels, and a font size, and we'll go with say 10 pixels, and so we have that. Now we need to add the marquee, which is marquee behavior, and it's going to scroll. The direction, we want is left, and then we want the scroll amount, which is the speed. We do want it to scroll probably 100% of our 300 pixels right here. So our box is 300 pixels, and we want it to scroll 100% of that space that we've given it. And then right here you could actually type your code or whatever you want it to be. which would be my message, and then you want to close that marquee, and you want to close that div, and that part is done, we hope. Let's save it and see if we have a marquee. And we do have the marquee, and the text is a little small, sets up a little high, and it's way too fast. It's not real smooth, which is one of the reasons I like Jquery. So we'll change the scroll amount to say 1, and I'm going to set the padding to the bottom, and I'm going to change the font size to 12. Now we'll save that and refresh, and that's a much cleaner marquee there. So that's fine. The downside to doing it this way is now people would have to edit this message here. They'd have to open up the header.php file, find this here, and then edit it. That's really not going to be a lot of fun for anyone if they're buying a theme or something like that. So we're going to add the ATO code. So we'll open up the theme info, and if you look at this, this is your parameter names, which is link 1 URL or background color. Then you have your parameters, which is link 1 and then link 1 text. This would be the text for link 1. So this would be the link for link 1, and this is the text. So this is ATL. It's just a way to transfer this information to the browser, and allowing you to change that information from your theme's admin panel. So that's interesting. Restore, and let's look. Okay, that's the link 1 URL and the background color, and these are the defaults that are set in it. So what we can do is we can go in here and we can add the header message. I'm just going to copy that real quick, and we'll just call this header message. We can do the same thing here, where we're going to pick a name. So we'll just call this C Marquee, and then we need a default value, and that value we'll just make it default marquee. We will save that, and we can reset the theme's default. Now we have the header message and the default marquee, and this still is scrolling my message. To fix that, what we need to do is go into the header.php file, and if you notice from the beginning we had theme info as a global, so that's perfectly fine. What we need to do here in this place is the same thing we did with the user, and we're just going to add a bit of code here, which we're just going to write theme info, and it's going to be the C marquee that we used before, and we'll close that. So now we can refresh, and it should give us our code, which is default marquee. If you wanted to change that to say we'll just add a bunch of ones there, and we'll just save changes and return to theme management. Now it should actually say default marquee with a bunch of ones behind it. Just makes it a lot easier for users to change their marquee. if of course you're going to put a marquee in there. So we'll just leave that. That's fine. Now we need to add the I guess navigation here. Let me go to the main index here. We can add in the ATO code, which we will later, but right now we just need to do the navigation with CSS. And the way this is designed is we have one little tiny image out here, and then all of this space in here is for the menu. So you could just keep going if you wanted to. So you want to keep in mind that if your theme's, small, that your navigation is going to flow with it. So what we're going to do is, I guess the first thing we can do is just go ahead and create our div for it. And it's going to be on the same table here, and we have the style background image here, and it goes out here to this TD. What we're going to do is remove that, and we're just going to create a space in here so we can type a little bit. We're just going to create a div, and it's a class, and we'll just call it menu. And it is going to be an unordered list, and it's going to be li and then a href equals, let's do this here, let's call that home. Oops. So we'll just do I guess 4 is what's standard, and then we need to close the UL, and we need to go ahead and we're gonna add this in here, which is a break. Style clear left, and then we'll close our div. Let's go ahead and name this forums, say downloads, and oops, your count. Now this here would be just index.php. This would be modules.php name equals forums. We can use the same code here. Let's paste these in here. This will be downloads. This will be your account. We can save that. We can refresh, and we're going to have this great big mess. And it is a mess indeed. So that's perfectly fine. We don't have any style to this at all yet. So what we want to do is go ahead and open up our style.php file. We'll scroll to the bottom, and you'll see the difference in their how this default style was that we're not going to use. It was a class, so it's just dot menu, and we're going to set the width is let's just say 100%. Now we need the menu UL, which is the unordered list, and we want the margin, we'll set it at 0, and padding at 0, and then we want it to float left. Let's take a quick look here, and we're starting to get there. So let's keep going here. Now we did have in our header, it was UL then LI. So, whoops, wrong button there. Alright, so now we will have menu UL LI. Oh, if I could type again. And the display will be inline. Alright, let's see here. Now we have our menu here. Now if you mouse over these, you'll see that we actually have some style to them, as far as they work. And they're in order. So then what we can do is go in here and we will create a menu UL LIA, which is for our ahref that we have for our link, and we're going to have that float left. The text decoration will be none. We probably really don't even need that. We do want the color to be white, probably, to match everything. Padding, we'll set it 8 pixels and 12 pixels. Let's take a quick look here. There we go. Now we have some padding in here, so it's spread out a little bit, and we have some color. And that's all right. I mean, that would work. You can maybe make your font just a little bit bigger if you wanted to. Don't really need to mess with that right at the second. We can let's see here. We want to hover. We want to hover over this. I need this real quick. This is this color, and that's that color. What we'll do is we'll just grab this top color here, or something in here. I just don't want this color, basically. It's kind of dark, so let's just go with something like that there. Let's copy that, and we'll go back into Dreamweaver here. Now we're going to have our menu, unordered, list, A, hover, and then menu UL LI current. It's a lot of stuff in there, isn't there? It's not so bad. And we're just going to have the color is going to stay the same. It's going to be white, and then we're going to have a background color, which will be the color we just copied out of the PSD there. And we'll save that real quick. Let's see here if we can do, no, that's fine. Um, it actually fits perfectly, so that'll work for me. That's just a CSS menu. We'll get around to making that ATO, and probably in the final video, or we can probably do that in this one if I have time. I did want to go ahead and do another thing here real quick with the logo, I guess. So now that we have that there, we'll go ahead and save that for a second. We don't need this open for a minute. And then we have our logo. Now this is our top table here, and this is our background image. So again, we're just gonna get rid of this stuff here, and we're just gonna have a div align center and a div. And what we'll do is we'll put the image source in here, and so I'll just go ahead and do that real quick. We'll just call it logo, and I know I'm going to use a PNG, so we'll just do that. And we'll save that. Of course, there is no logo.png yet. We need to make one real quick. What we'll do here is we'll just go right here to the header, grab some text, use Helvetica, and we'll just type in here theme tutorial. We'll just get that somewhere in there. That'll work. You can create a style, or you can grab a style that you already have. I'll just use that there. That's perfectly fine. All we're going to do is crop it out anyway, by way of just grabbing the crop tool, and we're just going to, crop over this image, however big your image is. You'll want to get that, and then what we'll do, it's not going to let me turn that off, is it? Let me cancel that real quick. Turn this stuff off. And now I will grab that. We'll just crop that out. And we're going to save web and devices. Save. Let's see here, DFG blue, images, and logo. Actually, I need to change that to PNG 24 so we have the transparency. Let me see that, we'll save it. And now we have our logo. Our, in this case, it's just some text. But you can grab any image you want, and you can set it in here, and you can add some CSS. If you align it to center, it'll always stay center of the theme and everything, so that makes it really really convenient. You might want to put banner ads over here and a logo on this side or whatever, but how it's set up, this is it. So we have all that there. Let's go ahead, since we got that done. Sorry, we're getting a little bit done here. I said at the beginning of the tutorial that the further we got, the faster we would go. I don't mean to open stupid programs when I don't want to. Want to squish that. I'm going to go in here to our resource folder where we have the footer copyright code. What we're going to do is we'll just grab this code right here, because it's the easiest with the footer that we have. And we'll just open up our footer.php file, and all you have to do with that code, and part of the reason I put it in there, is so all you have to do is paste it. Now this is an open table and closed table, so it's going to wrap the copyright and banner ads, if you have them activated. It's going to wrap those in one of your tables, which is what we put in the theme.php file. If you save that and then you refresh the site, you should have a copyright at the bottom. If you don't want it wrapped and you want it to, just have this color background, you can do that, and the easiest way to do it is just to comment out the open close table by just doing that there and saving it, and then you have, your footer is like normal. And that's perfectly fine if that's how you want to do it. You can also use some of the other codes that are in here and kind of mess around with them. This one here will let you type out your code. You just, add the div and basically just throw it on that background image and type it out, and then it'll go across the bottom of the image. Then there's this one here, which if you actually have a large background image, like on the Evo-Xtreme theme, you could use that code and it would just place it over that center background, or whatever background you wanted to use. So that is the footer copyright. So we can go ahead and close that. Now what we want to do is we have the header opened, we have the footer. We're going to want to open up the theme.php and the theme info. And all we're going to do is we're going to add the ability to change the site width per the ATO, or advanced theme options, I guess is what it's called. You don't have to do this part. This is strictly a matter of whether or not you want to. It is definitely not a matter of you have to. A lot of people don't do it, and that's perfectly fine. We're going to do basically the same thing in here that we did with the marquee. We're just going to create a section here, and we're just going to call this site width, and this is going to be the parameter we're going to use, which is just site width, and this is going to be the default width of the site. And we'll just set the default width at say 990, and we can save that. And what we'll do real quick is we'll go into the admin panel and theme management, and we will reset this to save changes. Ooh, I broke something there. I think I know why. I'm going to have to restyle that probably, or create its own style. We can fix that in a minute, but we do have the site width here. This is one of those things. Let's see if we go to the home and it should go away. Forums, it's fine. The admin panel is probably where it gets broke because of the another unordered list in here. So we'll get that fixed up here shortly. So we have our site width information. What we need to do is add that information to the header, footer, and theme. We'll start with the theme, and we're just going to go find the function theme header, and we want the first section here, which defines the site width. And we're just going to change this from 100% to, we're going to add a quote, and there we go. And we're just going to write in here theme info. And this is just going to be site width. Now, we do need to add this global to this up here, and what we'll do is just put a comma and paste that. So now we have theme info as a global in the theme header. Then we have our footer. We're going to do the same thing, except because we're using single quotes instead of double quotes like in the theme.php file, it's not going to be a double quote and then a double quote. We're actually going to change that, and we're just going to use a single quote. And we're just going to do it like that. Site width. So we also will need to go in here, and the global is theme info, and we have a line center, so we could save the footer and the header. What we're going to do is the same thing. Single quote, period, space, period, single quote. Go right in here, and we're just going to type theme info, and then site width. And what we can do is just copy this here, and we'll just paste it in the top of each table here. So table width is that. I skipped one, and here we are. And we already have the global in there, so we can save that. And now we can refresh our theme, and it should all be centered up. Now, mind you, if we get out of there, our blocks are a little wide, so the way the theme is coded, it'll expand. So if the content's bigger than the theme, it'll push the whole thing out, but it'll do it fairly equal. That way, you're not you don't have blocks that are broke or a big mess. I just want to take a quick look here. Alright, I think, let's look at our admin panel here. And since our menu's broken, let's go in here and go to our class, and we're just going to change this to like T for theme menu. And we'll save that. We'll need to open up our style CSS file. Scroll down here, and we're just going to add a capital T to all of our menus that are related to this menu here. And we'll just save that. Make sure I save the header. And we'll refresh. And now our menu works. So, yeah, that's going to happen. It's because the forums are pretty big there. Let's see here. Let's go test this site width out real quick. We're going to change it to 100%. And we're back to 100%, so we're good. Or let's see if we just wanted to change it to, say, well, 1280 would be my resolution, so let's see what would happen if we did like 80% of my resolution. That'll work. That's fine. So that's pretty much the theme. Um, there's a couple, little things here and there that you can do. Styling the forums, of course. That's just, let me fix that real quick. That's just one of those things that is going to get on my nerves just having to go through it there. The forums, okay? I've already showed you in the introduction video how to use the different tools so you could look at the forums. Um, the the big thing about it is you are going to just need to go through the style sheet slowly. You can change pretty much every element of this of the colors and the forums, the size of the fonts, the rollover colors, just by going through the style sheet. Um, like for example, you have your main menu. The font size is 11. The background is going to be inherited, and the color is black. So the let's look here. Let's see if this is the main menu. We'll just check this, and it's the F header. So what we want to do is we can just copy this F header here, and we can go into our style sheet, and we can do a search for it. And there it is. So what you want to do, if you don't want that to be that color, and you say you want it to be black, we'll just change it there. And then let's say when you hover over it, if you want it to be like, say, a different color, we'll just change that there, and then we'll look at it out here. Now the text is black, and when you scroll over it, it's yellow. If you, for example, want it to be bigger text, when you the link itself, then you have different things that you can change. You really just need to go through the forums. You also really should make your own button set that's going to match your theme. It's just one of those things that you have to do. I can't exactly teach you how to style the forums. It isn't basically your own style. You can't really teach somebody. You have to just do it and see what works for you. Now, as far as this styling, this is all in the scripts login.php file. And you can see you have like your let's see here, for anonymous, that color is going to be black. And let's say we don't want it to be black, we want it to be not quite white, but like a, I don't know, we'll try that there. Okay, I'm not anonymous, so let me go back in here. Let me find for the user. I'm not really sure what that color is, so we'll just copy that and bring it over here and see what that is. Ooh, that's that bright red there. Um, but we can change this. I just have to find that welcome here and just highlight and inspect that element. Let's see here. I hope that's not the colors there, because that's never any fun. Let me just look through here real quick. Let's make it black for now. Make everything we can't see black. That'll make it a lot easier for us to be able to see what we're doing here. That's for the PM, and then username, we'll change that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have a little bit more down here for if you're the user. There's so many different colors depending on, you know, whether you're logged in or see the username. Alright, let's see if we can see everything now. Got that. Still don't have my welcome, man. You know, that's just one of those things. There we go. Welcome anonymous, and then let me log in. And okay. So we need to find that welcome user, and we'll be good. It's somewhere in here. And I think I found it, maybe. If I'm lucky. There we go. Of course, you know, you can change these to, you know, whatever you want to. But I mean, that's the basics of coding a theme. There's 100 different ways to do it. The more themes you code, the better you're going to get. These tips with the logo and the CSS navigation and the Jquery Marquee, the admin, the site width, all of that is just tricks. But you know, you all can do whatever you want with it. You can set the main background though to be different if you wanted to. There's a lot of different things. I think that the way it is right now, though, you should be fine. Just you know, just to learn. If there's an interest, I can probably do a more detailed tutorial or something live, just to answer questions on different things that you want to do. So, I mean, just go through it, mess with it, try, see what you come up with. Might even, you know, try to do the forms and style those. I mean, this is a light colored theme, so it's probably the hardest colored theme to style the forms, because I mean, what do you do with a white colored theme? I mean, you don't want it too white, so you just got to mess with it a little bit. hopefully these tricks and everything will help you out. I'll probably just add the code for the ATO navigation in the forums or something if somebody wants to do it. I'm getting away from ATO navigation and just going with CSS or Jquery. So it's a little bit nicer. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty fast to code. It's not that complicated. Pretty much once you do one navigation, you know, the rest are easy. I actually just learned recently how to just code them from scratch, and you know, once you do it, it's if you can remember what you did, that helps. But if you can't, you know, you always have a video you can look back at. So, you know, I hope everybody does well. Hope I helped a little bit at least. If anyone has any questions, let me know. If anybody needs me to go in a little bit more detail with something, I can. Just let me know. Post in the forums or comment on the tutorial you're having trouble with, and everything will be good. We'll see what we can do to help. So I have to say it again, but this tutorial is sponsored by dfghosting.com. So if you need web hosting of any type, dfghosting.com is a great place to get your web hosting from. So with that said, good luck and take care.